Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So, taking a fun and exciting video for you guys today because I am playing Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation Portable. But I am not playing Liberty City Stories, I am playing Scene in Liberty City, which is basically an entire remake of Grand Theft Auto 3, the PlayStation 2 version, within the PSP engine of Liberty City Stories. But it isn't just a one-to-one port of all of that content, mission, and storyline. It actually has a ton of enhancements, new missions, as well as cut content that Rockstar Games never actually got into the version on PlayStation 2. And honestly, the sheer amount of work that would have had to go into doing something like bringing the entirety of Grand Theft Auto 3 over to PlayStation Portable must have been an undertaking of monumental proportions. And even though there's a ton of different ways to play Grand Theft Auto 3, I've loved this mod so much, and just how ambitious it is, I definitely want to talk about it. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, I got a Patreon link down below as well. But honestly, what is on offer here from Barcode Studio is nothing short of impressive, and if this thing had actually come out on PSP back in the day, it would have got 9.5 and 10s all the way across the board on the reviews. And that really is an impressive thing, just how much the fans will expand upon and change a game that you have so many different ways of playing. And all of the missions here are going to be rewritten in their overall structure and order to better match what Liberty City Stories would do as far as its gameplay design and style. So even if you played Grand Theft Auto 3 more than once, you're going to get a different experience here. Just so you know, I am playing this on the PlayStation Portable Emulator PPSSPP just because it gives me an easier way to capture. Every once in a while, the level of detail load in will be a little bit weird, but I would imagine that's probably something that you have to deal with on PSP as well. And this is going to have new side missions that were never seen in the original Grand Theft Auto 3. So if you love this game, if you love this franchise, you definitely have to check this version out because you're going to be getting more content than you ever did before. You'll see here, Scene in Liberty City, you get a title bump, and then you jump right into the events of what would be Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, I'm not going to show you the new side missions or the new content because I want you to discover them organically as you play the game because they are so much fun, and it really is wild to think that someone could take everything from Grand Theft Auto 3 and just backport it into PlayStation Portable. But that's why I really love retro gaming, and I keep saying this is why retro gaming is making a comeback. There are so many different fan projects out there, including decomps, recomps, and PC ports, as well as mods like this, that just take games and absolutely make them feel new, fresh, and about as modern as you could possibly get. And I will say on real PlayStation Portable hardware I tested on the go, works absolutely fine. And of course, if you want to play all of this new content but get a higher frame rate or a higher resolution, PPSSPP is going to be there for you as well. And basically every single time I turn Grand Theft Auto on, I'm basically driven to the point where I want to just create nothing but chaos in the world. The hardest thing for me personally is just actually playing the game and the missions in the order that you're supposed to, and not just driving off into some random direction to have some absolutely weird moment occur. But that really is the fun thing about Grand Theft Auto in general, and Grand Theft Auto 3 in particular, the amount of freedom it gives you just to do whatever the hell you want. Because sure, Grand Theft Auto 4 was amazing, as was 5, but there's something about when Grand Theft Auto actually became the series we know, love, and remember. I got this thing on PlayStation 2 back in the day, and it was basically like a game we had never seen or played before. Let's do the first of two quote-unquote soundtrack samples, because obviously the music in this game is licensed, so we're going to be doing some voice-over sounds so you can hear what it sounds like coming out of the PlayStation Portable. 45 seconds, and I'll be right back with a ton more to talk about, because trust me, there's a lot here to talk about.
Hey, I nearly threw up my lunch.
Wait here, man, while I go in and talk to Luigi.
Eightball's got some business upstairs. Well, maybe you could do me a favor. One of my girls needs a ride, so grab a car and pick up Misty from the clinic, then bring her back here. Remember, no one messes with my girls. So keep your hands on the wheel. If you don't mess this up, maybe there'll be more work for you. Now get out of here.
I mean, honestly, that sounds very similar to what Grand Theft Auto 3 would sound like, but it's one of those things they have filtered voices to get a little bit closer to Liberty City Stories. And speaking of filtered voices, I apologize in advance if I sound slightly off today. Of course, over the Easter holiday weekend, one of my friends that came over for dinner, my wife and I host every year, brought a cold, and I swear that is the #1 kind of party gift one of my friends will always bring over. Every single time we have a bunch of people over for the holiday, whether it's 4th of July, Christmas, or Easter, I end up sick somehow. But it seemed like a fun segue to talk about the fact that some of the voices have been changed slightly to sound more like Liberty City Stories, and I think it definitely worked. but I just can't believe that this thing actually got done, because I have heard rumors around the edges of this being in development. I've seen a couple previews, but I thought to myself, getting the entirety of what Grand Theft Auto 3 was into the Liberty City story engine, which is different because of course it's on PlayStation Portable, just felt like a project that people wanted to do, but they'd run out of steam. And again, that isn't the case here, because this thing is hit 1.0 release status, and it's definitely something you can check out. But as far as the link is concerned, you're going to have to Google this one, because it comes down with basically the entirety of what it is, and that's not something I can link here. And yes, I just did try to drive down a family grocery getter down the stairs just to see if I could make it work, and of course I didn't. And that's what I always end up doing when I capture Grand Theft Auto footage for any sort of video. I just absolutely go weird with it and decide I'm going to drive off into a random direction and see what happens. That's the fun part about Grand Theft Auto 3 though, and this is definitely something that would be so much fun to play, whether you're on your TV via emulation on a Steam Deck, docked, or even taking this thing portable with an actual PlayStation Portable. But the funny thing is, these days, the best PSP, definitely in my opinion, would be a Steam Deck, because emulation is so much better than real hardware, at least in the visuals are concerned, and it just feels better in the hand. But this is absolutely a successful project because it just has so much fun, and there are even some improvements and fixes here in the script as well. Some of the bugs and typos that Rockstar had in the original version have been cleaned up, but it really is the side content that's never been in the game before, that was mentioned in some of the design documents of Grand Theft Auto 3, that is a ton of fun. Sure, it is not going to be quote-unquote canon to the Grand Theft Auto 3 storyline, but at this point in time, getting more Grand Theft Auto 3 content really is a win for everyone. Because honestly, it's not like Rockstar Games is hurrying up anytime soon with Grand Theft Auto 6. Basically, I feel like Grand Theft Auto 7 might come out before 6 ever even hits store shelves. All jokes aside though, I'm definitely interested in when that game finally launches, because I had a metric ton with Grand Theft Auto 5, and honestly, I've had fun with every single entry in the franchise. So in the meantime, if we don't have Grand Theft Auto 6 right now, you can play Grand Theft Auto 3 in a whole new way with a whole new host of content, and that really is just such a bonus feature. And that's something that we keep seeing happening in 2026 and of course 2025 before as well. There's so many fun, new, amazing fan projects coming out. And again, the best thing about Grand Theft Auto 3 is it lets you play it however you want. I'm going to take a little bit of a quote-unquote shortcut into the docks here, just because the game lets you do it. And I remember when I first played this game, I never really had seen anything like that. The ability to approach every single situation from a ton of different angles, including doing a rail slide here with what amounts to basically being a pickup truck and a car combined together. Of course, I got it stuck, but that is the fun thing about Grand Theft Auto. There is no wrong way to do anything. You do whatever the hell you feel like, and you just hope it works out. If it doesn't work out, you just move on to plan B, C, D, or E, and all of the fun is there. It is honestly hilarious just how much you can break this game in all of the most fun ways, and that is all intact here on the PlayStation Portable. If you're not a Grand Theft Auto 3 fan though, there's probably not anything here that's going to suddenly convince you to be a huge fan of the game. But if you are a big fan, you want to play some of that cut content that the developers here have remade for the PlayStation Portable version, you're going to have a lot of fun here, and that really is the thing. Projects like these are dedicated to fun and giving you more of what you love. Let's do the second air quote soundtrack sample, because again, voiceover, not music, and I'll be right back.
Overnight.com. We've got exotic pets galore, including tigers, cobras, manatees, and white rhinos. All delivered overnight. Petsovernight.com, delivering little bundles of love in a box directly to your door.
All right, now joining us in the studio, we have a very special guest. His new book, Karate and Digestion, has been in the top 100 self-help books for the past 3 weeks. He is the founder of Now and Zen Dojo and Organic Food Mart in Trenton. His name is Reed Tucker.
I mean, one of the best parts about Grand Theft Auto 3 and the franchise in general is just how good of a sense of humor it has in all of those commercials they produce just for the radio stations in between licensed songs. And I have this slight fear in the back of my head that Grand Theft Auto 6, because we're in 2026, not back in the early 2000s, might tone its sense of humor down ever so slightly. And I totally get that maybe that's something that may or may not be a good thing, but I just love absolutely how hard the developers push with all of the ridiculous jokes and humor back in the Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, and 5 days. And the reality is, we might not even see Grand Theft Auto 6 until 2028, or maybe it doesn't even exist and Rockstar is just trolling us at this point in time. But while we wait to find out where the hell Grand Theft Auto 6 truly is, in the meantime, you can play Grand Theft Auto 3 on your PlayStation Portable with new content, new additions to the game, as well as just a ton of fun. And that is definitely something not to complain about whatsoever. So as I tool off on the beach here, doing all the things I don't need to be doing in the game just because I can. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Google the name and you'll find it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.